Welcome to PennGen's Inkwell podcast. My name is Jen Waters. I hope you enjoy my stories. My Thinking Cap is a rhyming poem about a heroine named Judith who loves science, technology, math, and philosophy. So I came up with the title when an acting teacher of mine said, "I'm putting on my thinking cap." So Judith has one question after another and never really gets an answer. One question leads to another question and another question, sort of like the Socratic method of teaching where you ask questions to stimulate critical thinking. I used the name Judith because of the book of Judith in the Old Testament of the Catholic and Orthodox Bibles. Similar to Joan of Arc, Judith was a war hero and a victorious fighter that is often forgotten in the discussion of women in the Bible. One of the ways that women can have victory today is to educate themselves about everything, especially science. STEM education, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, should be a priority to all girls and young women. While working in journalism, I love to write the science and technology articles because those are topics that I might have not taken time to learn on my own. I interviewed experts at all types of places, like Johns Hopkins, Georgetown University Hospital, Washington Hospital Center, the Smithsonian Associates, NASA, National Geographic, the National Institutes of Health, and the Human Genome Project. Some of my favorite science topics that I enjoyed writing about included the fourth dimension of space, string theory, stem cell research, sound engineering, animation, math and music, the overtone series in music, dolphins, mathematic patterns in nature, the microchip, the physics of baseball, gene research, plants that can talk to each other, and the wisdom of chess. I once saw a brain surgery at Georgetown University Hospital where a microchip was placed into a man's brain while he was awake to stop tremors and shaking in his body. All this information about science would lead you to ask questions and more questions. It makes me think of the nature chapters in the book of Job, chapters 38 through 41, where God spoke to Job in riddles through questions. After all Job's false friends and trials, when God finally revealed himself to Job, God appeared in a whirlwind and asked Job questions, to which Job had no answers because he wasn't God. In AP English in high school, we read J.B. by Archibald MacLeish, a modern retelling of the Book of Job. Eric Baines scored the rhyming poem to original music, a super fancy type of theme. So, this is my thinking cap, and I hope that it makes you ask question after question. Thinking cap, what are you thinking? I hope my brain is growing and my thoughts aren't shrinking. My genius dad told me you'd answer all my questions. If I put you on my head, could you make some suggestions? My father is a scientist who has so many quirks. I'm plugging in my thinking cap and hoping that it works. No, I'm looking at the light bulb attached to the hat. I suppose it blinks and glows when the answer is pat. Maybe you could zap me with a thought or two, or give me an idea or a hope that's new. My name is Judith Pearl, and I'm only 12 years old. I don't mean to be pushy, but now I must be bold. Why does the sun rise so early at the dawn? Then by the evening time, the yellow ball is gone. Why is the sky blue and the clouds are fluffy white? Why do the stars light up the darkness in the night? And what magic power holds the moon in the sky? It seems like a big question. I thought you might know why. Why does the ocean wrap right around the earth? Who helps the baby whales when their moms give birth? How do the waves find their way back to the shore? Is a sand dollar worth $1, or is it worth much more? How does a cocoon become a butterfly with wings? And why do we need so many creepy crawly things? Who made the elephants have such a curly snout? I'd really like to know what that is all about. And who made the grass and the trees so green? If you look at the forest, you'll see what I mean. And when you find the answers, tell me right away. I have so many questions that we'll be here all day. Sorry if my patience is running sort of thin. I have another question about my human skin. Why are my eyes brown instead of green or blue? Why is my hair color blonde? Who picked that certain hue? Who put a button in the middle of my belly? And why do my feet and my toes always get smelly? What does it mean when someone pulls your leg? Please answer my question and don't make me beg. Why do I have 5 fingers instead of 3? And why when I fall do I always scrape my knee? Could I invent a potion so no one ever bleeds? It seems like one of the world's largest, biggest needs. Someone designed airplanes to soar throughout the air. Did an eagle think of that? It seems sort of rare. Now on to urgent things like bombs and tanks. When soldiers shoot bullets, why do we give thanks? Who made the wars? And who made the guns? Why would someone shoot their daughters and their sons? Why doesn't everyone have enough to eat? It seems like a question that I should now repeat. Who made disease, and how can you get well? If you could please explain, I have some friends to tell. Why are some people lonely without friends? It seems like everyone should want to make amends. Now I'm looking at my watch and time is ticking past. How long do you think my heartbeat will last? And where will I go when my time is through? And how will I know what you're telling me is true? What about the things that our eyes just never see? You can only feel it like the wind that's blowing free. Can you tell the future and what tomorrow holds? Can you change the days gone by and how your life unfolds? I'm ready with my pen and my paper to take some notes. I'm extra good at getting phrases into quotes. So I'm sure you have all this and more figured out. It's why the thinking cap is blinking, I don't have a doubt. But what does the blinking mean? Maybe it's a code, like a poem or a song, a super fancy type of ode. And who made the music notes always sound in tune? Rhythm is a mystery that I'm hoping you solve soon. And why does 1 + 1 always equal 2? It seems like notes and numbers must be in review. Oh, now the cap is smoking and my head is getting hot. I wonder what that means. This is harder than I thought. Who made fire and why does it need to burn? It seems like there's always more and more to learn. All of a sudden, I have 20 more tough queries. At this rate, I'll have my own question series. Now I have a question every second in my head. I'll never sleep at night, only toss and turn in bed. What about the answers you said that you would bring? Like how does winter turn into summertime and spring? Who made the snowflakes in all their different forms? Who made the thunder and sends the lightning storms? Thinking cap, what are you thinking? I think I'll turn you off while you're still blinking. And when I find an answer, I'll be sure to let you know. It seems like you only helped my question list to grow. This has been Penn Jen's Inkwell Podcast. I wrote and performed all the original stories in the podcast. This podcast is produced by Eric Baines, who scored all the stories and poems in the series to original and public domain music. The podcast is associated with my blog of the same name, Penn Jen's Inkwell, which can be found on my website, jenwaters.com.